I done met Issa Rae, and I shook her hand, like shook her hand touched my hand. I'm like, he was like,
oh yeah, y'all gotta go. No, y'all gotta go.
and I'm just like, damn. Hey, I'm just shaking my hands so you can hear my bracelets jingle. It's sunshine, and in honor of New York Fashion Week, I'm going to tell a New York Fashion Week story. Let's get right into it. So this all happened literally last Fashion Week season. So we're currently in January and Fashion Week is right around the corner. Last Fashion Week, which was in September, was fall winter 2025, right? And yes, even though it was in 2024, how Fashion Week works is basically they showcase their brands will showcase their collections within that particular season, but for like the following year. So they showcase like what will be like in style a year in advance. Of course, I'm a fashion girly. Of course, I'm gonna pop out and show out at Fashion Week. I mean, yes. So I ended up getting to intern for the brand Aknavas. The show was held on Monday, and I got to go. I got to intern. I got to do my thing. It was fun. It was amazing. Thankful for the experience. And I don't remember if this was before or after, but all I remember was seeing on Instagram that there was a New York Fashion Week party that same day, but later in the day, like later at night basically. The party started at 10 p.m. And if you know anything about Fashion Week, literally from like the first day of Fashion Week till literally the last day, if not a few days after, there's going to be a bunch of events, because this is a perfect time to network, meet people, go out, show out. Everyone's in the streets, everyone's in the city, so there's parties left and right. So this particular party was hosted by the brand Theofellow, and Theofellow also held their Fashion Week show on that Monday as well. So it made sense, they're having their after Fashion Week fashion show party, and I'm pulling up, and it was also free, so I'm like, I'm really pulling up. So the party was in Brooklyn, and the Aknava show ended earlier in the day. So between the end of the show and going to the event, I just ate and just kind of browsed around the city. Honestly, I'm just like, I literally wore the clothes that I wore while interning to the party. I'm just like, damn, because so I know my mom lives in Long Island. My mom had literally just moved to New York, so she was actually staying at a hotel. And so for me to go from Manhattan to Long Island, I mean, I could have done it given the amount of time that I had, but I just chose to stay in the city. But child, I made the mistake of underpacking, which is the biggest fashionista mistake. Don't ever underpack. Girl, doesn't matter where I'm going in the future. If I go somewhere and I'm even staying there for 3 hours, baby, I'm packing for 3 weeks worth of clothes, okay? But anyway, so the time comes around, and it's 10 p.m. at the spot, and the Theofellow party is here. And I went by myself. So I went to this event by myself. And I like to go to events by myself because it gives me a good opportunity to work on my networking skills, work really on my social skills more than anything. I really want to keep developing my social skills. I feel like when you go to events by yourself, it's easier to be able to, talk to different people. Whereas if you go with somebody, it's like, okay, like you're more likely gonna stay with that person unless you guys kind of like made that agreement beforehand, like, oh yeah, like we're gonna go and like network and talk to different people, we're gonna branch out and then like come back together at the end. But usually if you go to a party, you're more than likely gonna be with the person that you came with. So, and also too, I just so happen to go by myself. So it's like at a rooftop, and it's at a rooftop, and it has like an indoor part and an outdoor part, and it's really nice, really nice. You know, you get to see the skyline, like the skyline of the city. And if I'm not mistaken, no, I don't think the bridge was there, but all I remember, it was like the skyline, and you know, it was at night, and it was like a crisp, you know, crisp New York City night. Okay, it was really nice, and there was definitely people pulling up. And I'm just chilling, you know, I just came in, and I'm just, you know, chilling, just kind of like scooping the scenery, just chilling, mind my business. And this guy comes up to me, and, you know, cool dude, just starts talking to me. You know, we're conversing, we're having a conversation, and we're just talking. And his friend happened to be a part of the Theo Fellow team. I don't remember exactly what his friend did, but his friend was a part of the Theo Fellow team. And so he tells me, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's what's up. Like, you know, that's dope. And so he actually ends up introducing me to his friend. Friend seems cool, you know, we just say hi, and that's pretty much it. But me and the guy that came up to me, like, we continue to converse, continue to talk, and yeah. But, you know, of course, he's gonna go out and socialize with other people, and I'm gonna go ahead and do the same. So throughout the night, like, we kind of like, we'll like hang and talk with each other, but also go and do our own thing. So he goes off, does his own thing, and I'm just chilling, you know, vibing and going in between the outdoor part and the indoor part, because the indoor part was where like the DJ booth was, like dance floor, and like, you know, also the bar, and it was also an open bar. But I didn't drink a lot that night. I barely drank that night, honestly. But it was the DJ, the rooftop, the DJ, the bar, and also like a photo booth. But out there was like this, you know, pretty much the scenery, you know, it's outside, get a breath of fresh air, you know, that September, winter, that fall, crisp. And so me and the guy, we again, at a certain point, we, you know, end up hanging out with each other again. And while we're talking to each other, we see these two friends. We meet these two friends, and they're from Canada. And so we're like, me and the guy, we're talking to the two friends, and the friends, they're pretty cool. Like, you know, we're just talking about, you know, we're just talking, we're just conversing, we're getting to know these people, like they're from Canada. So it's like, oh, you're from Canada, okay, that's what's up, what is it like? And they're like French speaking, and I'm like, oh, my family speaks French, you know. And you know, they're talking about like how their family's also, like, you know, talking about their family, their heritage, their culture, and of course, like, them as themselves, like them being stylists, you know. Of course, it's fashion week, so everyone, if not into fashion, but they're into the creative space, so we're conversing, right? And they're really cool people. So I pretty much end up kind of like just hanging out with them for kind of like the remainder of the night, as the guy that I met, he, you know, floats around the party. So, you know, me and the Canadian friends were, you know, talking, conversing. I'm getting to know them a little bit more. And like I said, they're pretty cool people. But like, as I stated before, I came to this event by myself. So also too, I was also kind of like floating around the event and just kind of like scoping out the scenery. I also wanted to like go and continue to kind of like just go around, put myself out there, dance on the dance floor, talk to different people. And yeah, and so I see the guy again, and he tells me that, oh, just so you know, like, Issa Rae and Tracy Ellis Ross are gonna be pulling up. And I'm like, Issa Rae, Tracy Ellis Ross, what? You ain't gotta say nothing but a word. You ain't say nothing but a word, because what? And I'm like, oh, bet. So I'm like, where they at? And he's like, yeah, they're about to be pulling up, but, you know, like, I'm like, oh my goodness. And so, mind you, like, by this time, like, the place is like pretty packed. It's a lot of people, and it's like probably like 11:30, 12, around that time. But all I know was I was meeting them. I was like, I'm going to meet them, because, baby, I mean, if I I didn't even know that they were gonna come. But trust and believe me, if I knew they were gonna show up, I definitely was gonna come. So I'm just like, oh my god, this is like great, y'all. So I'm already kind of like, because I know that Issa Rae and Tracee Ellis Ross are gonna be pulling up, I'm pretty much kind of like, you're going to get kicked out if you don't stop. Because I know Tracee Ellis Ross and Issa Rae are pulling up, I'm literally on the lookout. I'm just like, you know, kind of looking over my shoulder, just kind of like, you know, seeing where they at. And I remember, right, so like to the entrance of like the building for like the rooftop, all I remember was Issa Rae, right? Oh my goodness. So Issa Rae, you know, she just comes in, she's walking, and she's kind of like peeking her head through. I think she's kind of like trying to like look for somebody, like, oh, like where to go. I was just like, Issa Rae? Oh my goodness. I was like, oh my goodness, it's Issa Rae. Issa Rae. The guy that I met at the party, right? He told me, he was just like, so yeah, like you should go up to her, but just so you know, like she doesn't want any pictures, she doesn't want to take any photos. And I'm like, I understand, you know, you're just here to support and also have a good time, just be chill, like you're not in the mood for paparazzi, so I understand that. But he's like, you should still go up to her and introduce yourself. So I'm like, okay. So I go up to her and I'm like, also too, guys, like it's not like Issa Rae came in like with a whole entourage and like her bodyguards. It was literally just her, like literally her by herself. And I'm not saying this to be like, oh, you can catch Issa Rae lacking, but I'm saying like she came in casual as hell, chill as hell, like literally as if you watched a scene from Insecure, as if like she's just some like just everyday person, you know, just like, hey, like what's going on here, y'all, like that type of energy. And so I'm just like, okay, thank goodness it's not a bunch of people swarming around to come up to her, because I would be pissed. And then also too, I feel like people was like, I don't know, I feel like because the lighting wasn't that good, like not as in good, but it was like, it was dim, so it was like dim lighting. It was dim lighting, like dark lighting. So people might have even peeped it was her, but it's kind of like you have to do like a double take, or kind of like, wait, why did it look familiar? Like that type of energy. But okay, so I'm like, Issa Rae, because I even had to kind of do that, like, wait, Issa Rae, like, that you girl. So I'm like, okay. So I go up to Issa Rae. She was actually talking to like a girl at the party. I think the girl was like an assistant, but that's besides the point. She's talking to somebody, you know, they're having a conversation, yada yada yada. And then, you know, once they're done, I slip my chance into it, like, hi, how you doing, Issa Rae? I'm like, hi, my name is Sunshine. Nice to meet you. I'm a really big fan of your work. I appreciate what you do, and you know, just keep going. And she's like, hi, like, hi, nice to meet you, you know. And she's just like, you know, kind of like, girl, who are you? So I'm like, Issa, it's me, Sunshine girl, like, you know, like, be the homies, girl. So I'm like, Issa. So of course I'm not like, oh my god, Issa, let's take a picture. No, like I was already knowing, like, she's not on that type of time, so I'm not gonna be here chasing Issa Rae away. I'm not gonna be here chasing Issa Rae away, okay? I'm not doing that. So I introduced myself, and I'm like, oh my god, score, like, bitch, I done met Issa Rae, and I shook her hand, like, her hand touched my hand. I'm like, okay. So I'm like geeked. I'm like, yes, like that is so cool, because y'all, it's okay to be excited that you met someone that you admire their work, you know. It's okay. It is okay. So yes, baby, I was like, bitch, I met motherfucking Issa Rae. That's what's up. So anyways, after that, I'm just like, okay, like, I'm not gonna stalk this lady throughout the party and, like, you know, try to bombard her with questions and be obnoxious. No. So I'm just like, okay, like, after I go off and do my own thing, and I go back to my friend, and I'm like, yeah, like, I met her. He was like, how was it? I'm like, oh my goodness, like, I shook her hand, da 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 da. So he's like, oh, okay, like, yeah, that's what's up, that's what's up. A little bit after, Tracee Ellis Ross also ends up pulling up to the party, and she goes like straight into the section because by then, you know, that's the like Issa Rae was in the section, and like the people like the VIP, whereas like the celebrities and the influencers, like they're in the section of the party. So the section is not hard to get to. It's not like it's inside a like discreet room, and there's like literally the only thing blocking off the section from the rest of the party is literally those valet, what do you call it? The only thing blocking off the section from the rest of the party, this section, was literally the crowd control strip. You know, like when you go to the movies or like somewhere out in public and they have like the DMV or something, and they have like the black strip to like block off the crowds and stuff. That was the only thing blocking off this section. So I'm like, okay, like ain't much going on here. So I go on about my business, you know, kind of like just going outdoors, dancing on the dance floor, and then I end up passing by again, you know, doing my not patrolling, but my patrolling of the section to see if I can get in. And I see the guy that I was cool with. So I'm like, okay, bet, like I got it in. So I'm talking to him like, oh, like, buddy, pal, friend, hey, you trying to let a sister in? And he's like, yeah, like just duck through, like duck under the rope or the strip. And I'm like, because there was a lady who was like in the section as well, and she looked like she was about business. Like she was the one that was like literally like she was basically security. She was literally security. I seen her turn away people and even kick people out like, hey, like you're not supposed to be up in here. So she took her job serious. So I'm just like, oh, like you don't want to run it by her, like just so that way we don't have any problems. Like she don't see me like, oh, I don't remember seeing you, like, you know, just to make sure that me being in the section is a smooth process and I don't get my ass kicked out and embarrassed in front of Issa Rae and Tracee Ellis Ross. But he's just like, but it seemed like he was just like, I don't know if I have that much pull around here. I'm able to be in here, but I don't know if I can bring a +1. So you better, you know, duck your ass. So I was like, you know what? I get it. So I ducked under the strip and I was inside the section. I was like, I'm in. It's just like, oh, I mean, not really. It ain't that serious, but I'm like, okay. I made it to the area that I need to be for this plan to work. Okay, I am inside the building. Sunshine is inside the building. I repeat, sunshine is inside the building. Okay, I'm inside the building. And so I'm like, it's got a whiff of cat breath. So I'm like, okay, bet I'm inside the section. Like now it's time for me to, you know, okay, let me not do too much. Like, of course there's an art to it. I'm not gonna just storm my way to Tracee Ellis Ross and Issa Rae. Like, you know, I'm gonna vibe out, enjoy the section. But y'all, I'm standing in the section with the guy. Hasn't even been like 2 minutes. Been here for like at least a minute and 30 seconds. And I see the Canadian friends, and I'm like, yo, like y'all, like look where I'm at, look who I'm with. And they're like, oh, that's cool. And I'm like, I'm not gonna gatekeep Issa Rae and Tracee Ellis Ross. Like, y'all come make y'all way underneath through. And the guy that you know I was cool with, he was in the section, but he wasn't like really kind of like paying attention. So I was like, y'all, like come through. And so they come underneath through, right? And then we're like, oh my goodness, like we're in the section, like bitch, Issa Rae and Tracee Ellis Ross are right there, like we feeling like hot shit. We feeling like hot shit, y'all. Hasn't even been 30 seconds of them being inside the section now. Before I could even give them the warning, before I could even say anything, all I know was I saw one of them go like, mind you, it's dark as hell because the lighting in the building is dim as hell. So you know when you're recording a video and like you got like the flash on like coming to your face and like it's bright, So before I could even be like,
No.
like before I could even be like, oh yeah, just so you know, like they don't want pictures. Mind you, the Canadian friends were taking selfies of themselves, right? But the way they were facing, it was like adjacent to Issa Rae and Tracee Ellis Ross. So before I can even be like, oh, just you know, like be careful with pictures. The guy who was friends with the guy that I was cool with, who I met at the party and, you know, helped me get underneath and all that, he was like, oh yeah, y'all gotta go, y'all gotta go. No, y'all gotta go. And I'm just like, damn. And I assumed that he associated me with them because like we were literally all standing next to each other, like me and the two Canadian friends. And so, you know, we didn't put up a fight. We didn't put up a fuss. We're just like, okay, like let's just go. We don't need to put on a commotion, a show. Let's just go. And honestly, like I'm just like, I probably didn't even have to go. I probably could have been like, oh yeah, like, you know, I'm here with such and such, your friend. I'm here with your friend, and I just, you know, invited him in. But I made the silly mistake of not even advocating for myself, y'all. I made the silly mistake to not even advocate for myself. And like, you know, I wasn't a part of that. It was a mistake. It was an honest mistake. Like, please. But I was just like, you know what? Let me just go on out. Stupid mistake, but we live and we learn. So, end up going out, and me and the Canadian friends, we just danced on the dance floor, and all I could think about in the back of my mind, y'all, like, yes, I was dancing my ass off, but literally all I could think about was, bitch, I could have been in there kikiing, cacaing with motherfucking Issa Rae and Tracee Ellis Ross. I mean, at least I got to meet Issa Rae, so I was like, okay, that's one point. But bitch, I could have met Tracee Ellis Ross. I could have been a motherfucking Issa Rae's new movie. I could have been in Issa Rae's new movie. I could have been in one of her productions, man. I could have been an extra in one of them days. I could have been an extra. I may have been customer number 5 or something, but at least I still would have been in a movie. At least I still would have had the opportunity. That's all I could think about in the back of my mind was damn. I'm just like, no shade to you Canadian people, to you Canadian friends, but I don't know y'all like that. For me to be sacrificing hanging out with Tracee Ellis Ross and Issa Rae, like I said, you live and you learn. But anyway, so throughout the night, that was pretty like much it. I mean, what else can you really do at that point? Like, I'm not gonna be pressed and like, now at that point, just like being too pressed to get into the section, and like, of course I could try again, you know, determination, I'm all for it, but I also didn't want to seem like a groupie. I didn't want to be that damn pressed, you know. Like, I'm confident enough that there will be many more opportunities for me to be in the same room with these people, so I'm like, you know what, don't sweat it. Just, if anything, sweat your ass off by dancing on the dance floor and have fun. You know, this will be funny. Maybe it not be funny now. Honestly, it still ain't funny right now, but maybe in another 6 months it'll be funny. But and then also too, like I said, there was a photo booth, so everyone was taking pictures, and like Tracee Ellis Ross and Issa Rae, they were literally taking pictures. You know, everyone is like has their phone out recording them, taking pictures of them at the photo booth. Y'all, I literally recorded a video of them at the photo booth, you know, just to show off to Instagram, like, hey y'all, look who I'm partying with. Bitch, why the fuck my phone, like, the video didn't save. The video didn't freaking save. I'm like, damn. All I got now is just my word. I was just like, you know what? I was like, you know what? It's okay. It's okay. It's just, it's okay. And yeah. So from that point, afterwards, you know, the party ended. It was time to go home, and I'm just like, bitch, the party ended, let's say around like 3 a.m. maybe like 2:30, around that time, 2:30, 3 a.m. And y'all, Literally, from the journey of me leaving Manhattan and getting to the hotel my mom was at in Long Island, bitch, that shit was literally, I didn't get back till like 7 a.m. Literally did not get into the hotel till 7 a.m. I was literally out all day in the city, literally all day. I was just like, well, we turned for real. But baby, when I got in the hotel room, I was telling my mom, I was like, Mommy, you can see my back, cause her hands are shook. I told her the story about, you know, the whole section thing. It's just like, damn, she knows, okay, you know, there'll be more opportunity. I was like, yes, there will. But no, I was so geeked. I was so excited. Like, guess I didn't get to hang out in the section with Issa Rae, Tracy Ellis Ross, but I still got to shake hands with Issa Rae and introduce myself. So it's still a win. It's still a win. And I even told her my name. So Issa Rae, if you ever see this video, just know it was me. It was me, the girl with sunshine. Remember, I was wearing a cardigan and black, and I had these pink glasses, and you know, I had spirals in my hair. Issa Rae, if you see this video, just know I want to be in one of your movies, one of your TV shows, whatever you got going on, girl. Hit me up, okay? You know. But yeah, we'll work out the details the next time we meet. So yeah, guys, moral of the story is sometimes you just gotta gatekeep. Sometimes you just gotta gatekeep till you your damn self are secure and where you are, you know, because sometimes we be too excited. We try to bring everybody along, and it's like, girl, you yourself are not even established yet. So next time, just, if it's meant for you, just keep it for you until it's time to share. No, but shout out to the Canadian friends. They were cool as fuck. Really cool people. Shout out Canada. That's it for the story, guys. The story of how I got kicked out the section with Tracy Ellis Ross and Issa Rae. But I will redeem myself. I will. Mark my words. In the meantime, guys, make sure that you are always fly, never be dry, and always be fierce. You will definitely be seeing more of me. Bye.